Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Yvette, also known as Sunshine of Sunshine Shimmering Accessories. And it's Monday, and as promised, I'm coming before you to give you a little bit word of motivation, a little word of encouragement. What are we going to talk about today? Good question. I want to talk about patience. We've very often heard that patience is a virtue. We know that patience is a fruit of the Spirit, right? So how did I get on this topic today? I got on this topic today. You'll soon learn that I'm really transparent when I'm trying to encourage people, is because last night I had a live, and that live was one of the most successful ones that I've ever done. I've only been doing this for about a month, but I promise you that after each one of the lives, I've been disappointed that I wasn't more productive. Now, I deal with disappointment. I just talk myself out of it, and recognize that everything takes time. But the truth is, I'm just not very patient. I wanted to jump into this business one day, and then the next day, I want to be successful. I didn't want it to have to take time. I don't want to have to even put the work in, if I'm going to be real honest. But that's how I think. I know that it takes more than that. So this is how I got to the conversation of patience. And so I wanted to share with you guys what I learned about patience a long time ago. My mom has passed away. It's either 8 or 9 years. I'm not sure the exact amount of time, but the year that she passed, she had really gotten sick, and those last few months was bad. And part of the reason why is because her electrolyte balance was off. She was in kidney failure, which means that her mind wasn't sharp, and it was almost like dealing with somebody with dementia, which was really strange for me because my mom was sharp as tack. When I tell you she was sharp, she was funny, and she was quick-witted. So you could say something to her, and she would immediately come back with a response, right? But during this time, this is not how she was. She barely knew who I was. Sometimes she would call and refer to me as Mama. This was really confusing for me. And so I started to pray, and I prayed. I said, Lord, help me be more patient with my mother. Because I knew that she needed my patience much more than she needed the frustration that I was feeling. And so I prayed for patience. And God had an interesting answer for me. And that answer was, the only way to get patience is to be patient. And I almost laughed out loud when I heard that. I'm like, Lord, seriously, you're going to tell me the only way to get something is to be that very thing that I'm asking for? And he was like, yep, I'm absolutely telling you that. And then he said to me to look up how long it takes for an apple tree to produce its first fruit from seedling to first harvest. And when I looked it up, the information said 7 years. And it said that it could even take longer if that ground wasn't tended to and you didn't work the land the way that you were supposed to. It could take as much as 9 years to produce the first fruit from an apple tree. And what that told me is that I don't really have a choice but to be patient, right? Patient has its perfect works, right? And so I'm going to have to be patient and wait on those things that need to produce, right? But the Lord wasn't done with me yet. So he further went on to say to me that anything that is born before its time is sickly and very often dies. And my mind was blown at this, right? Because the thing is, what he's saying is that anything that's born before its time, it either has to struggle to live, it lives a sickly life, or it dies before it even get a chance to blossom, right? And so that's why patience becomes so important, because I don't really want anything out of its time, because it's sickly or it dies. And what I want is the fruit of my labor. I want what it is that I'm trying to produce to be at its best. And so that's my word for you today. My word for you today is patience. And what am I saying? I'm saying that the only way that you're going to get patient is to be patient and recognize when you're not walking in patience, that you're asking for something out of time, and you don't want nothing out of time. Why do I know that you don't want anything out of time? How many people have failed marriages because they came together out of time, right? How many people have failed businesses because it wasn't time to plant that seed? You want whatever is yours, but you want it in time. And Ecclesiastes says, for every time there's a season under heaven. So for every time there's a purpose under heaven. So there is a time for everything, but we very often operate outside of that time. And again, patience and practicing patience is going to allow us to operate in that time. So God, I want to thank you again for paying attention to this video. I want to remind you of my Spread the Sunshine contest. So what you do is, if you're a member of my VIP group, I want you to share this video and any other video that I upload, and you get more interest into a contest to win a Z-Piece. If you're not a member of my VIP group, you need to first join my VIP group. You can find the links to the VIP group on my business page. And again, I just thank you guys so much for everybody who came out to my live. I thank you last night. I had such a great time. I'm looking forward to doing it with you guys again. I hope that this video has blessed you. And if it's blessed you, I hope that it further blesses you into submission. And what are you submitting to today? Today you're submitting into practicing patience. You guys have a blessed morning. And remember, Sunshine Simmering Accessories is going to live again next Sunday. Bye guys for now. Have a great day.